Okay, Darth Wiz coming at you with another Wiztastic review. Shout out to my buddy Tim Hayes there. He wants more content, so don't worry, Tim. I will provide you with all the Wiztastic content you can handle or not wanting to handle. Anyways, here's an Imperial gunner. Sometimes what I do is just before I did this video, I just sprayed a little rubbing alcohol on my hands, takes away some of the oils. Really, I should just put on some medical gloves as these get older and start babying these figures. I don't know if that's going too far or not, but I paid a pretty penny for this one. It's absolutely mint, at least to my eyes. I'd say it's probably like an 85, at least an 85. I'd say a 90, really. Great figure for its time. Absolutely. I really thought these were an amazingly cool, Imperial uniformed soldier of the Empire, manning the Death Star, and, I guess they should be on they're Imperial gunners, so they should be on the Star Destroyers as well. Anyways, this is the pistol, or the blaster it comes with. Pretty cool. I hope that's legit. For some reason, it doesn't look as black as I thought it was supposed to. I gotta really check up on, sorry if I can get a proper image there, on Kenner colors and that. Anyways, that's very critical when you start paying top dollar for certain things. Obviously, there's the figure there. I have a bunch of these TVC ones, which are awesome. Unfortunately, the cards fortunately, the cards are so mint, I just can't stomach pulling them off the card. And of course, here is, I've shown it before, but here's a nice graded example. Apologies about the light. It is fading right now. Should have made this video about an hour ago, but anyways, there it is. Nice last 17. I got a bunch of last 17 figures, quite a few I need to pick up, but eventually I'll get around to doing a few more. Lots of Kenner reviews slowly over time. I just like to spread things out a bit, sometimes more relatively modern in the last 4 or 5 years, or now, I don't know, vintage from 20 years ago. I consider that's now vintage now. Anything past 20 years, right, or 15 years is vintage. I think 25 years is what, classic. I forget how all that stuff goes. I'm kind of mixing it around, but obviously a lot of us, we normally used to call Kenner stuff just vintage, but back in 1995, it wasn't even that long ago, right? I mean, these last 17 figures, that was only, in 95, that was only a decade, 10 to 11 years passed. It seemed like it was so long ago back then, but here we are in 2025, and the original Power of the Force, this came out in 84, and the run ended early 85. Unfortunately, a little too early, but that's what George wanted to call it, to stop all production. And unfortunately, I think obviously way too early. Had a lot of competition, but nonetheless, those VHS market was really just starting to boom, and Star Wars was getting another leg there. So, but anyways, that's just my take on that time period. I was around there in those years, 85, 86, and then 87. You could barely find anything, and there was a demand in the dark years of Star Wars, But nonetheless, anyways, a great figure. Interestingly enough, a friend of mine, he's gone now, but I remember he found a bootleg version of this, and I saw it on Action Figure Grader channel a few months back, and it just jogged my memory, which is just crazy. And basically, it was on a card. It was closer to a Return of the Jedi type card, but it had a calculator. I think it might have been a wider type card. I don't know if it was Turkish or whatever. And it just said Star Was or something like that. I forget what it said on there, but it had a calculator, and then it had, I wonder how close the figure was to the original Kenner. But I'll have to I'll have to Google that and look for that again, because the bootlegs are interesting. I remember seeing them, but at the time I thought it was sacrilegious. Like, how dare they? You know, at first I was kind of like that with, you know, I was young at the time, right? Obviously, it was, you know, I was like 10, and you know, so when I saw anything like, say, Spaceballs, I liked the movie, but I thought it was making fun of Star Wars at first. So it took me a while to kind of understand the humor of it. But a funny story nonetheless. Great figure. What's coming out these days is just incredible. The figures of today. What would really be awesome if we got some of the you know, another Death Star set where you had some of those ion cannons and things like that you could actually set them up. That would be really cool. Like, if they could just really start nailing the Imperial bases, because I've seen so many great channels out there. Shout out to Imperial Communique, Maximus 2049. He's got an Instagram channel. I think I'm saying his, I put him in the link a while back, but there's so many other guys that do incredible dioramas. So go out there and you can either do classic Kenner, which is also another cheaper and a more affordable way would have been Stan Solo, but I think the Stan Solo Imperial Gunners, they go for quite a bit now. But still, that would probably be a better option than paying top dollar for, you know, an original Kenner on card. You probably cut the price down by about 3/4 there. But Stan Solo stuff, you know, some of that's, you know, it's got its own rarity now and demand. And because they're just exceptionally beautiful. You know, for all my fellow naysayers out there, some guys aren't convinced. One of my good buddies isn't really into, I guess he just likes official licensed only merchandise. But I don't know. I think some guys are missing the boat on that. But anyways, I'm ranting. I hope some of this information helps out. So check out Stan Solo. If you can find some of these figures, usually you can find the figure for a decent price. You know, $200-300 Canadian, which is, I don't know, 200 plus American in good condition. But then you won't find the blaster's gonna, you know, or the pistole. That's going to cost you, I don't even know what they cost, but I hope that one's real, you know, now that I think about it. But it does look pretty similar, but I don't know. It's been a long time, so I really have to check up on my whole Kenner, you know, my knowledge there, and sharpen up on that, because, you know, they even had repro back in the 90s. You know, people forget about that, you know, so, and they had some great fakes out there, or not even fakes, like, I think some of the former Kenner employees were, you know, pumping some stuff out, allegedly. So, but I don't know, whatever, as long as it's, you know, I mean, it's just little plastic things, right? I mean, they can remake this stuff, I have no doubt. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, get out there, get some Kenner, get some modern, enjoy it all. The years are going by. Cheers.